Salvete omnes, I'm Amelia, also known as TheMartianGeek, and welcome back to another episode of Super Mario Bros. 3. In the last episode, we had a lot more trouble than we really should have getting the White Mushroom House in 6-7. And unfortunately, we're actually going to have one to deal with in the next episode as well, and that one's even worse. Joy! But at least we got some other items along the way. We got that hammer suit, as well as the coin ship we managed to trigger, and yet another end spade game that I can't use, because once again I have a full inventory. What else is new? As far as the levels go, we had a couple of ice caves that didn't actually have ice physics, but then as if to make up for it, we had a fortress made entirely out of ice. On the other hand, we then had a stage that contained absolutely no ice, or ice-like things, whatsoever. So make of that what you will. Anyway, are you guys getting tired of this world yet? Because I'm starting to get a little bit sick of it, I suppose. I may be the Ice Princess, but that doesn't mean I prefer ice levels. So let's wrap up World 6, starting with 6-9. We can probably guess pretty early on what kind of level this will be, because the only way forward is a pipe leading down. It's another ice cave, and another water-centric one, just like 6-6, except this one has even more. This one's even more watery than 6-6 was, because this actually has other water enemies besides Cheep Cheeps, such as blooper nannies that apparently abuse their children by letting them go out of the water and into the air, where they will most likely suffocate. Yeah, might want to do something about that, Miss or Mister. Also, this level is basically set up so that you have two possible paths to take. You can either go down through the water, or you can go up and almost completely avoid the water in this stage. Also, that invisible block is not very obvious, but it's the only way to get up to this P-switch unless you have a P-wing. And we find out that in this game, P-switches can actually turn Munchers into coins as well. Yeah, well, Super Mario Bros. 3 only has one type of P-switch as opposed to two like Super Mario World, so I guess the blue ones had to do double duty, sort of. Hit that block if you want to power up. And I'm probably just going to let that one go because I don't trust that blooper nanny to stay out of my way. Piranha plant, and wow, mini bloopers still flying around. Also, kind of awkwardly placed Venus fire trap, but we can give him a taste of his own medicine with our fireballs. Enter this pipe, and we're already done with the level. Yeah, 6-9 is not very long and not all that difficult, really. Especially after things like 6-7. But then it is Super Mario Bros. 3. I guess there is one benefit to taking the lower path in that one, which is that there is actually a bonus room you can get. As far as I know, you need a frog suit to get in there, and since the level doesn't provide you with one, you have to bring your own in from the overworld inventory, which I hardly find worth it. I don't even know what's in that bonus room, but I'll cover it in an extra video, I guess. For now, let's move on to 6-10. The only double-digit level number in the game, because only World 6 actually has enough levels to have an X10 stage. And no, there aren't any graphics for an 11 or 12 or anything like that, in case you're wondering. 6-10 is one of those levels that uses the athletic music, but isn't really an athletic level. Also, don't let these Koopas fall on your head when hitting this block. It may seem obvious enough, but I've had it happen to me, and it's kind of annoying. We also have yet more Buster Beetles to deal with. Always obnoxious. And we're not going to go all the way up this vine just yet, just checking something. Should be good. We do get a Fire Flower in this level, which, at least if you manage to not get hit between the two power-up blocks, which is good because there are quite a few frozen coins in this one. As well as frozen something else, those black things. Yeah, you don't want to shoot those, but these four over here, you actually have to uncover them to find that they're actually frozen Munchers. And that pipe underneath them, that is an enterable pipe. So how do we get the Munchers out of the way? Well, remember the lesson we learned from 6-9. P-switches in this game can actually turn Munchers into coins. So if we come up here, there's our P-switch. Just need to hit that, and no, I don't think there's anything on top of that big stack of brick blocks. Just hurry over here and collect all of those coins, and the pipe is clear. Come down here for something very fun. Hit the giant question mark block, and we get a hammer suit. Yay! For whatever reason, this thing can't actually slide down slopes. But it doesn't need to, because it's pretty powerful in its own right. This is actually the most powerful power-up in the game. Well, okay, you can't fly over levels with it to skip them like you can with the P-Wing, but this thing will pretty much defeat any and every enemy, including ones that shouldn't normally be defeatable. Like Buster Beetles are easy enough, but this thing will also kill thwomps. Yeah, well, maybe I'll get to demonstrate it in the upcoming level, because we're about to go into a fortress, actually. Also another red platform, or red spinning platform. And that one is just kind of sitting there all alone, the only one in the level. 2 stars, that's good. But now, time for the third fortress of World 3, and this one's kind of a doozy. This is actually a pretty challenging fortress. But we do get to show off the hammer suit, not against these rotodiscs, because those are one of the few things that actually can't do anything about. But if we let this boo come over here, we find out that the hammers will actually get rid of it, as well as this one. And yeah, you can see conveyor belts, spikes, double rotodiscs. This one pretty much throws everything it can at you that could possibly be an obstacle in a fortress stage. The hammers will also kill stretches, which is useful here. There's another boo to get rid of, if it weren't hiding inside the arc of the hammers. Bye-bye stretch. And finally, only one rotodisc. As I mentioned, thwomps will also die in one hit to the hammers. Doggone conveyor belts, man. Here's another stretch. Yeah, okay, this is kind of cheap going through this stage with this power-up. I might show a little bit more legitimate of a run of this stage in an extra video or something, and I go ahead and lose my hammer suit. Dang, kinda wanted to show off what it does against Boom Boom, but that's why we have extra videos, I suppose. Maybe try to lure these boos over here, and I'm not really sure what the purpose of this room is, actually. Those boos aren't really much of a threat, and you go in the door and you're at the end. Hello, Boom Boom. So you decided to put some blocks in your arena, have you? And I can't believe I didn't get hit there, actually. But yeah, I don't really need a hammer suit to finish off that guy. Even though I will indeed show what happens if you do use a hammer suit against Boom Boom. Like I said, I want to see... I'm actually not sure if I've tried it successfully. But we have an end spade game to cover before we beat the last stage in World 6. So let's waste a couple inventory items. And probably get them back with something not any more useful. Oh yeah, well, a flower and a mushroom, the exact 2 items I just got rid of. We're just gonna get right back in the end spade game. Most pointless end spade game ever. But anyway, that happened. On to the World 6 Castle / Airship. And we activated the anchor, so we shouldn't have to worry about it flying all around. Not that it matters, because there's nowhere it can hide. All of the levels are cleared. And the king's apparently turned into a Monty Mole. Oh, it's terrible! The king has been transformed! Please find the magic wand so we can change him back. And Airship intro sequence. You grab that anchor, Mario. Why an airship would have a regular anchor, I'm not really sure, but whatever. And we're on the World Ship Airship. Or, World Ship, yes. Haven for fangirls everywhere. World 6 Airship, and where are the enemies here? At least the nuts we have to ride on are over bottomless pits this time, making things a little bit more tricky. Okay, here we go. Here's a flamethrower. I do not remember much at all about the World 6 Airship. That's one of those stages that, again, I never really think of. And are these going to time out badly with the auto-scroll? Okay, good. Up here... Oh, hey, 2 question mark blocks. Don't see that every day in an airship stage. And I kind of wanted that cat tail, or raccoon tail. But oh well, I still have a 2nd tier power-up, at least. And, boss tube. That was a kind of easy airship for being World 6, honestly. I really would have expected more from that. I mean, that's it. But say hello to Lemmy Koopa. He was named for Lemmy Kilmister, or Kilmister, I guess. Whatever. But he's Lemmy, and he has a different attack style as well. He's probably easier to deal with than Wendy. But he rides around on that ball of his, and throws more balls at you every time you hit him, as well as one at the start of the battle. But he's gone, and yeah, for all that we struggled with some of the rest of the levels in World 6, the final stage was kind of an anticlimax. And that is a funny-looking king. He kind of looks like a gingerbread man. A gingerbread man dressed in purple and red. But he's back to his old self again, and we get a letter from the princess that replaces one of our inventory items with something that's admittedly more powerful. Greetings, I am well. Please retrieve the magic whistle hidden in the darkness at the end of the third world. And third is capitalized for whatever reason. Now, this is actually a mistranslation. For the longest time, when I heard about the magic whistles and saw this message, I kept thinking, oh, so there's another whistle in like 3.9 or something? Well, you can go behind the scenery in that level. And no, it's actually referring to the third level, which would be 1.3. She's telling you about that first whistle you can get when you go behind the scenery. Which I actually, that was so long ago, I actually can't remember if I showed that or not. And actually, I guess I didn't, because I only have one whistle in my inventory. But in any case, World 6 clear, and there are only 2 more worlds to go. I will see you next time in World 7. Only in this level, though. This 610 is the only one that contains frozen munchers. This is indeed what the princess's hint about having creatures to come to life if warm. What the? What? The vine didn't. And I can't jump off it. Okay, that's weird. I'm saving this just because that's kind of funny.